When you look at the things you have in life, you can have the deep realization that everything that is there now was something you either thought about or imagined before it became a physical reality. In various ways, those things came into your mind through an earlier version of yourself, even the things that are undesirable. But the idea that just thinking about what you want and then seeing it show up doesn't sound like a workable plan to most, and for good reason. In order to intentionally duplicate the process and manifest what you want, there is great value in understanding what is going on in the mind and body when something is manifested. Each of us is taking in millions of pieces of information at every moment. The subconscious mind will very quickly eliminate anything that doesn't relate to our current circumstances and our lives and the programs it has developed over the years. But your mind has a phenomenal ability to remember certain clues and redirect them immediately. For example, when you hear your name or the name of the city you live in, when anything threatens your survival, and for any information that you need immediately too. For example, if you're looking for a file you need, your brain will search for the name of that file or focus on a specific word or phrase to find the file. If you want to test this theory, look around the room you're in and find as many things as you can of the color blue. It takes a few moments to scan from left to right and from top to bottom. From left to right and from top to bottom, and just note how many things you see that are of the color blue. Try to see all the places and things you didn't notice before that are blue. So go ahead and do that now. How many articles were during this process? They seen that had the color red? Probably not many, but if you were to search the room again and search for the color red, you'd notice how much of the color red you didn't see. You didn't see because you focused on the color blue. In reality, you were probably so much on the color blue that many things that were perhaps close to blue, but weren't really blue, became your list of items you marked as blue. This is because your brain has become hypersensitive to any object in your environment that was blue via your conscious request. The most remarkable thing about this function of your brain than just shown in the previous exercises that it can be programmed to intentionally search for what you want, experience and want to manifest in physical form. Imagine that everything you want to happen, to experience in life is actually true before you, but you're just not able to see it because your brain doesn't have the program to perceive its existence. But what if you could install the program? Program could install to make the things that you want to make a part of your reality. The good news, you can. As with the previous experiment, you can probably not really have paid much on the blue items in the before you lost your mind and your awareness on these things. But when your spirit instructions were given, you may have been surprised at how many things you never noticed them before that are actually blue or that you simply dismissed until the focus was on them. If we don't manifest what we desire, it's often the case that we simply the experience because of the direction of our conscious focus and instruction. It has often been said that visualization is an important part of the manifestation process. And the reason why, during the visualization you are actually intentional information things from their choice into this part of the brain. Mind. This kind of information is equivalent with mental instructions. Through perseverance and commitment, visualization new programs are installed. Your mind can then start to filter them information accordingly and create a search for the things that you have programmed into your consciousness. Instructions. As soon as this happens, it's as if your mind lifts the veil that has been hiding these things hidden from you. Your mind may have previously these things as irrelevant and simply erased them from your memory field of perception. A reduced perceptual field contributes to this, to the impairment of attention and to the inability to see things that aren't related to reality, the ideas on which one. In other words, ideas that aren't really have anything to do with the manifestation that you really desire. And that is the reason that the introduction of new ideas about the awareness is so crucial. The visualization tells your mind that what you want is important to you and that you expect to see and experience it in physical and tangible forms. That is also the reason why you visualize yourself. When you visualize yourself failing at something, predetermined result that the subconscious mind. The subconscious will hide from you the option that to achieve because it sees this as not related to your reality simply because of on your visualizations of these things. Therefore, it's extremely important that you take conscious control of your mind and create new programs of your choice. If you want to experience the things that happen in which you wish. I have said this many times and it still applies. Remains true, the mind is a very effective tool for creating desired. In fact, it's the only way we go to know what we want, and the way we visualize can determine the results and perceptions that we experience. When you follow a few steps to improve your visualization so that you can start manifest more consciously. The first steps described here can be something that is already familiar to you or something you already include in your visualization. But I'd encourage you to listen to hear all these steps to see if you can include all these things so that you're able to improve them, processes and to manifest more of what you want faster and more effortlessly. Wise. So number 1 is to choose something that you'd like to experience. Your physical life. That might have to do with your finances, career, a dream vacation, a relationship, a new house, a new car, or something else that is you'd like to experience in your life. Live. Simply set your intention and your conscious focus on this desire. Number 2, You'll have a image or a visual representation of yourself in the experience of the thing you want to create. It's important to take this step in order to create the inner connection of your mind with what you want to create. What you create in your outer world. For example, if you want to live in a building, big house on the beach you want to live, find a picture on the internet or in a magazine that best fits your description of this house and fits this place, and then find a picture of you to cut out and place somewhere inside this picture to represent that you're present at this event. And then place the image somewhere where you'll see it several times. See it, such as on your refrigerator or next to the mirror. Doesn't have to be perfect, but simply a visual representation. You could even draw if you want your mind to go. Know exactly what that represents when he sees it. More suggestions for visual representations could be: if you want to be more successful in your career, you could create a performance report that puts your name at the top of the list and use as much detail as possible to make it real in your mind. If you want to have a relationship, write a letter to yourself from your perfect partner and put it in a place where you can read every day. If it's an acting career you're after, aspire to place yourself in a picture in which you're interviewed by your favorite presenter. When you want to be a best-selling author, create a bestseller list and put your name on at the top of the list. You can use one or all of these examples. Just use the one you like best for you. The next step is, before you go to sleep, take a look at your visual representation and let the feel for a few minutes and let it sink in. Take in moments. Close your eyes to experience the completion of this manifestation in your mind. Feel gratitude that you're able to be successful in this manifestation. When you can see it in your mind, it already is real. Make this the last thing you do before you drift off to sleep, and while you fall asleep, stay in the scene and tune into all the feelings that accompany this scene. You can do this with a meditation or affirmations while you're drifting. Fall asleep. For the next part of this process, use the mental image throughout the day of their visual representation as a reminder. You can use simple small one-word notes to play in your environment that will represent their vision, such as car, vacation, relationship, or whatever it's that you want to manifest. When you see these nodes, your mind is triggered to automatically visualize the image. To visualize the image you have of yourself with your manifestation. Whenever you call up this image, it'll be a stronger neural connection in brain that is associated with this thing, and if the neuronal pathways are solid, established, your subconscious mind will automatically lead it to the results. In manifested form, here is how manifests everything you currently have in your life. And the last part is the strengthening of this neural pathways even further by rewiring them. Brain to change the way you think about these things. autosuggestion, or what is often referred to as called self-hypnosis, is extremely effective when you repeat something. Repeated often enough, you eventually come to believe it. You're the person who has this thing. Now, the person who tries to get it and not the person who will get it. Whenever you think about it, manifestation, you say to yourself, I have that now, or I'm that now. Don't worry if you don't believe that. Like I just said, you'll believe it. You can write a simple sentence like this one and place it in areas where you'll see it often. This will also continue to build up on these neuronal pathways, which are created. The totality of this process allows you to use the power of your mind to open your perceptual field to what is already there and is just waiting for you to notice it. Your mind is a machine, similar to a computer. It often has programs stored, obsolete programs that can be changed with great benefit.